Peace. Bam. Oh, come with the different pieces on each side. Bam. Having now is a vibrate, of course. Want to speak on the how the spiritual warfare and all that's going on right now. It's basically just the raising or the re-recognition, if that's a word, of the divine feminine being the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I tell people, always look at the as above, so below clues. Men, we are, the fact, you notice that we don't lactate, we don't feed, we don't breastfeed at all, but we have nipples. Reason being because our fetus starts off as a female first, and then and then it turns into, whether it stays female or it turns into a male. But you see that aspect of how the universe began with that feminine energy, and then also like on what came first, the chicken or the egg vibration, or what came first, the stars or the space that's surrounded that it sits in. You know what I'm saying? And you look at that on the as above, so below aspect of us as humans. Was I a baby who created my mom and then hopped into my mom's womb and then said, all right, I'm ready to come right back out? If that makes sense. Because that's like if you're trying to say a star came first, that will, that's what the personification of that would be. That would mean that, as children, we came first and then, went into the darkness of the universe and then came right back out. You know what I'm saying? Or is it like how the darkness, my mom's dark womb existed first, from the darkness, and then let there be, for one, solar phallic light, so the sperm of my father, that solar phallic energy, and then let there be a little light, a little mixture of that light and that magnetic energy, that electricity and that magnetic energy to create this new little being. You know what I'm saying? So first came that darkness of my mom's womb, and then came me, as above, so below. And this is the aspect that's just been constantly pushed down and combated throughout all of throughout all our quote-unquote history, and with the fact of it being his story, why it's not her story, you know what I'm saying? Why God can't tell her story, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the biggest mix-up too, is like I tell people, like, and this is one of them things where, as much as we tell people there's no real Satan or devil in essence, but if you want to call something Satan or devil, it would be Saturn, of course. It would be that male energy, and it would be electricity, logic, all that go with that Saturn energy. But that's like the devil, because that's the energy that took us away from that divine feminine energy, and that basically tried to suppress and almost kill that side of God. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the logical left brain, electrical vibrations tried to kill the right brain, feminine, magnetic, vibration of beginning, in essence. So the whole battle, because even down to where I've been getting to read, is that even with all this stuff about the reptilians and the Lyrians and this and that, it's like, yeah, those energies existed to a certain extent, but a lot of this is still just storage to get us closer to the bigger picture of this. This is a battle where, and I say a battle, but it's just like how the as above, so below, the Kundalini and just the Ida and Pangala rising up the spine, you know what I'm saying? And right now it's time for us to raise up that feminine energy and then balance it out. Because the feminine energy almost in essence represents the chaos. Because, it's like unpredictable, moving around, not predicting anything, you know what I'm saying? That Kali Ma Sekhmet energy, you know what I'm saying? Going with the flow. And then that left brain is like the logic control system. Let's make sure everything is clean cut and this and that. Let's put a person in jail before they even do something. Let's control this, and let's Saturn worship, and let's, what I'm saying? That's that male side of the aspect. And you see how that control, in essence, try to control the other half, or the beginning, you know what I'm saying? So basically that male masculine side tried to control that feminine side. And even down from the days, like again, the Bible, where, you know, with Eve biting the fruit, that was just trying to demonize the female, like that going with the flow energy, like, oh, be careful with going with the flow because you could get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Like staining your subconscious and using the wrath of God with it, you know what I'm saying? So they scared, they really staining your subconscious because they scaring you like, hey, and this ain't me telling you this is God. Like that's saying, hey, this woman messed everything up, you know what I'm saying? And that's malicious, and that feminine energy that been suppressed is coming back to, you know, to get rid of, you know, all that unrighteous energy. But, you know, that's the basic situation that's going on. It's like the magnetic energy against the electrical energy in that sense, you know. And two, I took a few brief notes a few different videos where some of it dealing with just electrical energy. Matter of fact, from some of Dan Winter's neg entropy, and I always forget the plasmic field science, basically, you know what I'm saying? And then also like the studies of remembering, like with Saturn, like an El, like the Elohim, and Saturn is like that energy that puts boundaries and constructs and responsibilities and disciplines on things. And there's also too, Saturn is said to give off the electricity. So see, right now you could go look at one of my older videos. I think I did a video a while back on the Saturn moon matrix, and you see that was the beginning stages where I didn't have you know, a lot of information. I was channeling, you know, small bits, but not on a heavy scale. But like now bringing it into for a circle, where I see where, all right, Saturn is that almost like that male energy as well. Like it sends electricity, and the electricity starts with L, like EL, you know what I'm saying? So Saturn emits the electricity currents to Earth, and it's said to cause us to age, you know what I'm saying? And when you think about Saturn is also called Chronos, or Father Time. So Saturn sending electrical currents to cause us to age, you know what I'm saying? But it's that magnetic energy, you know, that preserves that youth in essence, or that feminine energy, you know what I'm saying? So again, you just see that this battle, this spiritual warfare, just the battle of masculine and feminine, and the battle of it to also balance itself out, to stop it from being a battle, and like, let's say, like, all right, y'all, let's shake hands on this, you know what I'm saying? Like the universe started with the divine feminine, of course, you know, respect that, and then the masculine came later. And even though it corrupted things, and, you know, on a try to control situation, you know, because that's another thing too, how the reverse psychology work. You notice, like, coming from our society, they deem chaos as like the devilish thing, and like the logical control system is the spiritual divine thing, and that's the complete opposite. You know, the devilish natures that box things in, control this and that, and then, you know, the real divine natures, you know, that trusting in source, you know, being magnetic, you know, not feeling that you have to be all about action, you know, letting the universe bring things to you, understanding that you are one with the universe, instead of, oh, I control the universe. And matter of fact, Capricorns, you know, we rule by the sign Saturn, you know what I'm saying, rule, you know, and also one of the affirmations or little sayings for Capricorn is I use, you know what I'm saying? And also in the tarot cards, you know what I'm saying, the Capricorn, in essence, deals with the devil card, you know what I'm saying? So you see those correlations, you know, the devil, that Saturn energy, you know what I'm saying? Because too, even within myself, I saw that with cleaning up my spirituality and things of that nature, where that Capricorn energy of, like, say for instance, at one time before I even was really deep into chakras and spiritual growth, I remember like looking back at like the way I would network and interact with people, and low key it did have that vibration of like just looking at like, well, coming across people, and it was all about just the outcome of making sure my business, you know, raises, instead of like and it wasn't, and what's funny is like not no malicious, like I hate this person, I'm trying to drain them, I'm trying to, use them like that, but it was like thinking of myself mostly in those networking situations, you know what I'm saying, before I, got on my spiritual growth. So I do see with that Capricorn Saturn energy, you know what I'm saying, again, like that little devilish, male energy, you know what I'm saying, that's the energy that throws things off. And two, I came across a brethren who brought up the difference between the Freemasons and the Masons, you know what I'm saying, like the Freemasons is kind of like the Masons, like, are the Caucasian male, Saturn worship Masons in essence, where they like free from, because say for instance, Mason also is like, when you break down just the word simply, is Ma and Son, like the Ma-Son relationship, or the mother, you know what I'm saying, the divine mother and the son. That's another reason why I was always personified as the mother, being like, where it wasn't, like it wasn't like Jesus and his sister, you know what I'm saying? Think about that, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like Jesus and his sister, or God, like a male, like, notice there's never a male with a little girl sitting on his, lap or whatever. As a matter of fact, that'd be some sick, twisted stuff as is. And I don't know pedophile, but just, to twist it that much, you know what I'm saying, to make it seem like the male gives birth, you know what I'm saying? That's where the Adam giving the rib, all that craziness. But again, you notice is always the mother with the son sitting on the lap. But again, to the Freemason, it's basically like saying free from Ma or free from Mu, because also the land of Mu, or the land of Lemuria, you know what I'm saying, where we dealt with that divine feminine energy there, you know what I'm saying, that was the beginnings of things. And then falling in Atlantis, where those masculine, which in some stories they say Mars like being, I just know for sure, my intuition, I could definitely say it's just masculine beings with that ego came in, and which we brought that in because we were looking to raise the ceiling on our evolution. We had reached a little ceiling as well too. And think about it, like reaching the ceiling, of course, like if we were all just women, you know what I'm saying, or just that feminine energy, came a point where like, all right, let there be light, let's expand it, you know what I'm saying, like, and see, but the Freemasons, basically, they free from Ma, free from Musa. I mean, like, in essence, the Freemasons are against that mother-like nature. That's why everything is so male-oriented and ruled by, that male vibration. And they're so basically against the true feminine mother of the universe, you know what I'm saying? And the Masons, in essence, you know what I'm saying, that's just that's the true Mason, So too, if in which I'm not one to play on those words, like, like, oh man, calling yourself this and that, but I am one to respect, some words in some situations are meant to be, treated with a little more respect than others, you know what I'm saying? And which when the times call for, because sometimes it's like Mason, Freemason, whatever, you know what I'm saying, depending on the situation. But just to at least have the knowledge of, like, if you're gonna consider yourself to be linked to that knowledge, say Mason, because I had to correct myself, I've just used the word Freemason, and just off of going what you're used to hearing, but I would never consider myself a Freemason in the light of that, but just using the terminology, I'm like, you know what, all right, I'll clean up the terminology if the Freemason mean, free from Mu, or free from that mother universal energy, you know what I'm saying? But, and again, with the electricity male aspect dipping in, and dipping back into like with the stories of like, you got the reptilians and this and that, like, again, as above, so below. Some of these beings could be real, but also it could be like just a personification or a story to just help us easily digest how the masculine and feminine, energies, were battling against each other. And, it just makes the story easier digestible if I say, all right, you had the Lyrans and then you had this and that, you know what I'm saying? And it trickles down. But something tells me, though, to a certain extent, these beings did, these beings had some type of conscious or physical representation, you know what I'm saying? But, getting into like the electricity with the Saturn and the L, and the angels of light, or angels of light, you know what I'm saying? Or the seraphim, because also the reptilians, which, that's where you get the that male-like ego control system with the high-ups, with, the Rothschild, the little family dealing with now, you know what I'm saying? Is that energy. And so that Saturn makes us age, you know what I'm saying? So they worship Saturn in that sense too, because they're also against, melanated people and, you know, say for instance, working with the element electricity that will help, you know, make those beings age faster and things of this nature. Because I tell people, of course, you know, we understand that we are of one ilk, you know what I'm saying? We are just of the same fabric. But at the same time, there are little timelines and different stories that play out. We in this physical matrix, and it happens to tie, like, high connections to sources happen to be connected to neuromelanin, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no trying to be racist or none of that type of stuff. Matter of fact, that's, you know, if you're still on that mode, you know, it's just the natural facts of the situation. But while also not, you know, like getting deep into it to where you don't make it a separational situation, but there's also things that need to be spoken about, and not like, oh, I'm gonna just run away from this subject because they got people's in their egos that's gonna feel some kind of way when I say this information. It's like, no, why are you gonna run from ego for one, and take away truthful information just because of somebody's insecurities, which is an egotistical, fearful place, you know? So don't never hold down the truth for anybody's. You don't ever have to prove the truth to ignorance, and you never have to hold down the truth for somebody's insecurity. You know what I'm saying? I always keep that in mind. You know, and as people sensitive to energy or empaths, you know, you find that hard when you're around a group of people who that don't want to really deal with the truth. You're gonna feel that essence of it, but, you know, just work on it. You know, that's throat chakra, lapis lazuli. Help you to speak out. But again, the electricity aspect with the ego, the draconian reptilians, and the draconians used to live in robots, you know what I'm saying? They plasma couldn't implode and stuff, and that's why they try to implement steel and aluminum. Matter of fact, if you go look, they got actual baking powder where they have to say, like, oh, we don't put aluminum in this baking powder no more. Like, they making you miniature microwave. Think about it. You know how our mom always say don't put aluminum in the microwave because it starts sparking? Or chemtrails and your food have aluminum in it. So when they turn the microwave on, guess what's going to happen? Those sparks going to start sparking inside you and outside you and start cooking you, you know what I'm saying? And that's the environment, though, that the reptilians were in. And that's why they try to promote that environment for us, to bring us down with them in that sense. And you see that little jealousy vibe from, you know, the fallen angels. It's kind of like the extension from Satan, that extension from Saturn, you know, the electrical energy in essence, which they're not from Saturn, but they deal with Saturn on the electrical energy. You know, that's where they pull the energy at to throw off the magnetic energy, because again, the magnetic energy is the feminine energy. So you see throughout our human existence, the promotion of Thomas Edison, excuse me, over Nikola Tesla, you know what I'm saying, which Nikola Tesla using energy that doesn't harm us and stuff like that, but like, nah, we'd rather use Thomas Edison stuff. And there's always that sneaky disguise of, yeah, we're innovative, but messing up the earth at the same time indirectly. And like, oh, we didn't know it was gonna mess up earth. Oh, now we're gonna have to clean it, huh? Like, you know, get out of here with that mess. Hospital equipment with all the steel and aluminum, you know what I'm saying, that doesn't allow implosion of the DNA. You know, implosion, you got an explosion where things go out, and then you got an implosion where, like your Torus field, where it implodes inward. You know what I'm saying? And that's that feminine energy. An imploded Torus field is like your magnetic energy. If you ever seen like the magnetic poles, the pictures of the magnetic poles on the earth, and how it like has that little apple shape, like it goes in and it comes in, you know, like, you know, and then that's the way the female, you know, the female backside, the female butt is shaped, you know what I'm saying, that Torus field. And the female breast, it's like that Torus field. And the yoni and the vagina is that, you know, in the middle of that Torus field, that tunnel, you know what I'm saying, that tunnel in the middle of the Torus field, you know. So you see, and to add to that, again, the Torus field represents and has a magnetic energy. So, you know, why the women vibes is so magnetic, you know what I'm saying, like, not only, you know, it's not just, you know, oh, it's just the yoni on the physical level. No, like, it's metaphysics. It's the way y'all built, you know, has that magnetic pull too, because y'all built like the like the wave up, you know, like the force field of magnetism, you know what I'm saying? Like your body is built like that, you know what I'm saying? So basically, you know, that magnetic feminine energy, you know, is built like a Torus field, and also looks like a rose, and like the pine cones kissing noses situation, you know, like lining up to allow implosion. And also dealing with the magnetic energy, I got like a little some of this information that Dan Winter brought up about like how, and which I spoke on this too, like with the ley lines and stuff like that. And like the reason, and he brought up though, like, well, the reason why some of these people go to war too as well is because the magnetism in between each nation, you know what I'm saying? So the magnetic field of this nation and the magnetic field of this nation somehow got disrupted in between them, and it, you know, it causes like, you know, in essence a physical beef. You know, it goes from a spirit, like a energetic spiritual thing, and then it turns into something physical. As above, so below. It starts off in the higher realms or the astral planes, or, you know, on a non-physical level, and then it steps into a physical level. That's why taking care of the chakras and the auric field and all that is important, because that'll take care of your physical ailments if you're taking care of your metaphysical being as well, you know. But and two, wherever the magnetic lines cross at, you know, so those magnetic places, you know what I'm saying, wherever that energy, you know, kind of in essence makes that rose or implodes at, you know, that's the place where you want to make the cathedral or the cathedral, you know, that the cat or feline sacred geometry. You want to put that cat or feline sacred geometry in that place, you know what I'm saying? And that's where you get the staffs for dowsing and feeling that frequency, you know, to see if this is the right place to you know, to build your cathedral, you know what I'm saying, you know, and worship the Catholic or the cat holistic, you know what I'm saying, the you know, how I say, the connection with, you know, the cat being the all, you know what I'm saying. But you build your cathedral, your cat and sacred geometry, you know, that's the sacred geometries of the cat. You put it in that sacred place, and then, you know, then the spiritual practice is, you know, knowing that the cat is all, or Catholic, you know what I'm saying, or Catholic, cat holistic. But you start to see, yeah, the staff dials and all that. And then also a brethren brought up how he said his friends had created like also with the dials, and you also could create an energy field that pulls water from out of the ground. And he was saying that his partners did that in the basement, where they took some certain type of rocks, and it created like a certain geometrical field with the stones, and then all of a sudden water started rushing out of the toilet in the basement, because they created this type of plasma field. Because it's all about knowing how to create certain plasma field. They created this plasma field that, you know, pulled the water from underground and made it rush to the top. And so you see, like, all these things, so like the pyramids and all these different contraptions, and, you know, for lack of a better word, just all these trying to find something, contraptions, experiments, whatever, all these different things, you know what I'm saying, was dealing with energy, you know, like staffs for reading energy, you know, the pyramids for being lined up with Orion and keeping basically the pyramids was also like lined up across the, you know, across the earth to also create like a form of wireless in essence, and harmless wireless at that, you know what I'm saying. So you're getting like wireless electricity all across the globe. That's why they got pyramids all over the place, you know what I'm saying. And also this world is, you know, especially with some of the beings being bigger than what we are, you know what I'm saying, traveling across this world was nothing. And then you have the added aspect where they might have like you know, something past Antarctica or further out, you know what I'm saying. I'm not getting into whether the earth flat or not or none of that, but just, you know, speaking on my own intuition of the situation, you know, they may have things further out. So, you know, those beings were big and, you know, making these pyramids all over the place. Matter of fact, with sound frequency technology, go check out Michael Tellinger has a video it's a older video, and he shows an experiment where like you take 2 sound frequencies in a box, and you have like a little sphere, like a globe, you know what I'm saying, and you make those frequencies, turn them on, they're very high pitch, and the sounds are so vibratory, they start making that ball inside the box levitate and actually start spinning. And you see how vibration can move things. So, you know, and you see that our chakras are vibrations, you know what I'm saying? So, and this universe is vibrations. So if you know how to be in tune with the vibrations, if I knew how to channel frequencies high enough through my hands or through these certain crystals in the palm of my hands, like these pointed crystals, I knew how to like close my eyes and channel a frequency of you know, extremely high frequency. I could cut through steel, which still is not nothing to use, but just to say, for example, I could cut through, you know, stone, or I could actually direct that vibration and move a stone, you know, with that energy. You know, something to think about. You know. And to get into the study of cymatics, and you see cymatics, so sound frequencies create certain sacred geometries, you know what I'm saying, like certain sound, like the Om sound, to create the Sri Yantra, and when I forgot the little mechanism they use to read it, but you know. And two of y'all see, like, I'm finding less words to, like, I was looking for mechanism, these words and stuff like that, just, you know, moving in that divine feminine. And of course we're gonna balance things out. It's like kind of like a move towards the divine feminine, and then it's like, all right, bring a little logic, you know, just only logic that's needed, you know, like nothing overboard, but it was mostly moving towards this get closer to our feminine intuitive energy, you know. And then also too, on another level, speaking of the masculine feminine battles, because also like with the Amun and the Atun priest, well, one of them dealt with mushrooms, you know, which is a kind of like a more feminine connection, and then one of them didn't. What they did with like the just straight up meditation bliss, you know, which is you're still connected to them feminine energies, but it's more of a masculine approach in essence, you know. So you see that divide all through, and even had Aboriginal tribes where the men and women spoke different languages and was kind of beefing against each other, like on some ancient stuff. Like, you know, it's you know, that masculine feminine energy. That's basically this whole situation is God's feminine energy battling with its masculine energy and finding a way to balance it out. Like that, point blank period. Like you could throw, and that's the thing too, like with the logic, like, cause all that's another thing with the devil, quote unquote. But like, we will put, like, all this information was thrown at you so you could wrap yourself in a jail of logic, if that makes sense. Like you just locking yourself up in a jail of questioning and, oh, I'm a melanated being, I'm black, I'm a Hebrew, I'm this, or I'm not that, I'm a devil, I'm this, I'm whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all the information to throw you off when you should just be following the intuition of your heart. And right now, that's the battle. The intuition of the heart, that more feminine, you know, going with the flow, understanding the divine connection of things, or looking at it from a more logical perspective where, well, you know, in this book they said that this was going to happen. And of course, we all done fell victim to it, because we all been, you know, hit with this male over masculine logic brainwashing, you know what I'm saying? Everything in our society down to reading left to right, which in essence messes up a female's energy. You know, it kind of throws a little masculinity into a female energy, and for the most part too, and like with a lot of ancient stuff that women didn't read also anyway, you know what I'm saying? Because just reading just brings them into a certain logical place and takes them away from their true nature. So it's all those little things, you know what I'm saying? It's just basically the battle against the divine feminine, you know, from the beginning of time. Then also, I was about to say, where you look at the different types of vibes on the psychedelics, where the 5-MeO DMT is more like a masculine, you know, vibration, and then the 4-ACO is more like a feminine. 4-ACO is the one you take orally. The 5-MeO is the one you smoke. You know, seeing those differences, and again with the psilocybin and the mushrooms having that more of that feminine vibration to it. And all of them, I always try to show you that story, and I always speak on this in all my videos where I bring up psychedelics, or just speaking of connecting with that trueness of source, is about getting rid of that logic and that left brain. It's like, of course, using it, but it's not letting it be the forefront. Like, where you work off your intuition, and whenever it becomes a situation to practically use logic, then all right, use it, you know, on some balanced stuff. But it's more about being to that, closer to that divine feminine, because of the truer nature of source, you know what I'm saying? Because don't get it twisted, everything is source, so you can't say that, oh yeah, just the feminine side, but not the masculine, you know what I'm saying? Nah, that is source as well, because that's another thing too. Source is everything. Source is the person that shoots the gun, and the person who got shot. You know, source is the person who got raped and the person who is raping. Source is the child molester and the child, you know what I'm saying? Source is everything, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's this polarity situation, you know, of just that masculine, feminine energy, balancing it out, you know what I'm saying, throughout time, and being suppressed. That's another reason why why it was more of a witch hunt than a warlock hunt. You know, it wasn't like men who did magic were getting hunted down. So it was just killing the feminine energy on all levels, because they know how the feminine energy is so powerful. Like, say for instance with Marie Laveau, notice that there's not a man like that. Notice that there's not a man that practiced magic on the level like Marie Laveau. There's a reason. There's a reason why they've been suppressing women in this energy. There's a reason why you got more female psychics than male psychics, you know, and why it was more of a witches, burning witches at the stake, you know what I'm saying? Because they had more of that energy. And two, is a reason why, and I'm about to leave on this note, why a dog is a man's best friend, and reason why cats are more, you know, we connected to the cats and that ancient feminine energy, and why a dog is a man's best friend, because a dog could be controlled, you know what I'm saying? And that's all it was about, is control my spirit, you know. Here, Pokemon, go, I control you, you know what I'm saying? You're my genie, you know. Here, you make a wish, or you do what I tell you to do. You know, it's that ego controlling that inner child, that inner, you know, that older male masculine, you know, energy dominating over that, you know, that feminine magical energy, you know what I'm saying? And it's coming to an end, but this video about to stop. But that's basically what's going on, you know. But peace. Happy now, of course. Now's a vibrate. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Peace.